Lads. Lads, welcome to another match reaction. I am bit on the fence with that one. I thought we battled to the very end. But it's one of them things. We're out of the cup. We all expected to be out of the cup by this point of the evening. And we didn't, but what we didn't really expect was how well we were going to play, especially in that second half, even after the first half. Because I thought we weren't at it in that first half. Not at all. We started the game really well. Don't get me wrong. First kind of 10, 15 minutes, we were all over them. We were, it was the Gegen pressing. We were all over the place. We were on top of them constantly. And yeah, they were playing it around. Don't get me wrong. They weren't really, we weren't causing them too many problems. We didn't get anywhere near their goal for the most part of the half. They did. Chelsea were really good. They obviously scored the first goal. Well, we didn't score any goals, but they took the lead in the first half. Really, really unlucky. Really good effort. Would you say from Chilwell? Good shot. It was one of them where he's hitting it across goal, so any touch from anyone could put it in the back of the net. It wasn't going on target at all. I don't think a Chelsea player would have gotten the end of it if Norwood didn't intervene. He did. He got his studs on it. It ended up in the back of the net. Ramos, no chance with it. Just a bit sad because I don't think Chelsea opened us up in the slightest. They didn't open us up all game, if I'm being completely honest. I think the only real one was right at the end when they scored the second. And I think it was Pulisic. Really well early on in the second half, I think it was, where he went through two players and had a one-on-one, and Ramos saved it, and then he knocked it over the bar. But I thought Ramos was really, really good in this game. By the way, if you're wondering what all the vibrating is, I've just put a tweet out, and obviously a lot of people are getting involved because it's someone saying a lot of nasty things about us on the channel. But anyway, I'll let you look at that afterwards. But yeah, we'll carry on. So in the second half, we came out and we were all over him again. It was like, oh, brilliant, keep this going. And then it just went a little bit flat again for a little bit. Chelsea thought, we've done this. We thought, like, just heads were down, confidence completely on the ground. And then we picked it up. We went for it. We got stuck in. We were creating chances, which we didn't do at all in the first half. In the first half, we had two shots from Didsey from distance that didn't cause any problems for Kepa at all. We had a header, I think it was from Jags from a corner, that just kind of looped up into his hands, but it was a really, really good opening. Jags definitely should have done better with it. But I'm not going to disrespect Jags at all. Jags was incredible today. He was everywhere. And after obviously hearing the really sad news about his brother, I feel like he turned up for this game absolutely in the mood to show what he can do. And I think that gave him a little bit of a lift to try and be like, come on, let's do this for my brother. And he was brilliant today. He did him proud. He really did do him proud. So yeah, second half came. We were, like I said, we after a little bit of a lull, we got into the game a little bit more. We went for it. We put the ball on an absolute plate for David McGoldrick, and he headed wide from about 4 or 5 yards out. It was running into the box, just inside the 6-yard box, and it was harder to miss. It really was. He could have run in there, closed his eyes, and just went like that, and he just scored. But he was trying to put it into the corner, and it just seemed to come off the corner of his head. It was like he had a square head, and he just hit it and went in that direction. One of the worst misses I have seen this season, not just Sheffield United, anyone. Shocking, really, really bad, and I loved it to bits. It felt like last season again. It did. he's in front of goal and he just can't put it in the back of the net. And the fact that on the watch along, we were absolutely giving Lundstrom some right grief because he was shocking. And in all honesty, if Lundstrom wanted to stay at Bramall Lane, there's no way that I would be giving him as much grief as what I am. I'm not that sort of person. I'd never boo a player. I've never booed a player in my life. I wouldn't even boo Lundstrom, if I'm honest, if we were there. But I am more inclined to give Lundstrom stick than anybody else because he is not interested in playing football at Bramall Lane anymore. And even from how he's playing, not really. But that ball to David McGoldrick, it was just poetry in motion. Absolute gorgeous ball right onto his head. It felt like the Norwich goal from last season at home where he put in a stupendous ball onto Billy Sharp's head. Billy Sharp's header was a lot more difficult to score than McGoldrick's, but yeah, he put it wide. The only two other chances that you would really say that we could have scored from and should have scored from was Brewster's when it came out to him, and he smashed it about that far wide of the post. We thought it was in. And really, he should have scored because Kepa was completely flat-footed. He wasn't moving, and the shot was hit that hard and that strong that he wouldn't have had a chance. Even if he'd have stood a little bit to his right, he wouldn't have had a chance to get down that quickly. And it was so close to being just inside the post, which was really sad because we all want to see Brewster do well, don't we? We just do. Like, the thing is, we criticise players sometimes. You've got to in football, especially when we're not there just to talk to us family or friends or people that are around us at the game. We've got to talk about these things, haven't we? So it's sad. It's sad that Brewster couldn't put that in the back of the net because no one wants to see him do badly. Nobody wants to see him do badly, but he's not done a great deal since coming to Bramall Lane. It's the same with Aaron Ramsdale, though. He had a poor start to the season, but no one wants him to do badly. No one wants him to lose his place. And I'm so glad that Ramsdale's playing well. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here. But Brewster was very, very close to equaling the score lines. And who knows what would have happened after then. We may have gone for it and we may have scored another. The way that we were playing, we certainly looked like we were capable of doing that. But it wasn't to be. There was another one. I'm not sure if it was before or after Brewster's, but it was a ball to the back post and Enda Stevens was coming in on it. And he just headed it wide. So frustrating because I thought we deserved a goal. I really, really do. And I apologise for giving you a little bit of clickbait in the title and in the thumbnail. I've put in the title, we've got nothing left to play for, which is true. We've got nothing left to play for. Like, we are all but certain to be going down unless we went and won 3 or 4 games in a row. Now we might put ourselves back in contention, but we're nowhere near that. We're not going to do that. So we're pretty much down. We're now out of the FA Cup, which was the only thing that we really had to play for. So like I said, nothing to play for. But as I've put in the thumbnail, we battled to the end. And we really, really did. And I said this on the stream as well. What frustrated me a little bit with the final goal, we went for it. Fair play. You can't ask for any more than just going for it. But 3 players were sprinting back as fast as they could. I think it was Brewster, Moussa, and someone else maybe. Like, it looks like they were trying to get back. But as soon as they got towards the box, they just stopped. And then Ziyech took it down and put it in the back of the net. Great touch, great finish. But they just kind of all ran together. It was just really weird how they all ran together and then just stopped on the edge of the box. Just continue. You never know. You might get back and get a foot in. But you're not going to get a foot in if you sprint towards the box and then just stop. But, yeah, it was one of them things. We were going for it. And it was an excellently taken goal by Ziyech. Anyway, yeah, I think that's about it. It was, in the end, a bit gutting. But at least we put a lot better effort into it than we did against Leicester. Don't get me wrong; it is in the FA Cup. Chelsea were without some of their players, some of their key players. They had some on the bench that they brought on. So it wasn't Chelsea's full side. Obviously, it definitely wasn't our full side. But we definitely went for it a little bit more than we did against Leicester. After all, it is a cup competition. Anything can happen in the FA Cup. But yeah, I was pleased to see how well we played, especially in that second half. But it's again too little, too late. It's always the same. We've lost a lot of games this season 1-0 because it's too little, too late. But anyway, we move on. What I'll do now is I'll quickly run through all the players and how they played for me. The reason I'm just bringing it up on my phone as we speak. So Ramos in the goal. I thought Ramsdale had a very good game. There was nothing he could really do, nothing else he could really do for both the goals. The Norwood one was just really unlucky, and I feel really sorry for Norwood because he was just trying to get his foot on it to stop the ball from going in. If he'd have just let it go like any other player would have done, or some players would have done if they weren't that dedicated to trying to keep the ball out of the goal, then it probably wouldn't have gone in. But the fact that he wanted to stop that from going in, it was really, really unlucky. But to be fair, a few minutes after, he played a really poor ball back to Jags, maybe. And I think it was Pulisic that nipped. Oh, no, I think it was Mount that nipped in and tried to dink Ramos, and he made another great save from a one-on-one. Played really well today. Like I said, couldn't do anything about Ziyech's finish. It was just very, very good. We'll move on. I thought the fact that Sheffield United put up on their Twitter that it was a 4-4-2 was just laughable as well. I thought Bogle had one of his worst games of the season. I really, really rate Bogle, but today it was a bit poor. It was a bit poor. I thought Baldock did okay, and the thing is, I didn't really see much of Baldock today, and I think as a defender, that's a good thing. When you've seen a lot of a defender, it means that you've got a lot to do, and we didn't see too much of him, so I'm happy about that. Jags was excellent, especially in the first half, winning everything in the air. There was a little bit of a hairy moment in the second half where we tried to lay it back to Ramsdale and he wasn't in the goal anymore. It did go just wide, but that was very similar to Bogle's against Newcastle where he chested it back. And for me, that's happened twice this season now. You've got to start thinking it's Ramsdale's fault, because if a goalkeeper's coming out that far, shout. You've got to use your voice and tell them where you are. You've got to. And with that happening 2 times this season, I feel like Ramsdale just needs to be more vocal. Then we move into Ender Stevens. Again, same as Baldock. There wasn't a lot that he did wrong. He was poor on the ball at times, and I think Osborne showed him up today, to be perfectly honest. Ben Osborne, for me, was the man of the match. So good at left wing back. And I think you've got to say that Osborne today was better than Ender Stevens has been all season. And that's in one game. Then we move on to Norwood. He did 2 things wrong. Obviously, the own goal. And a couple of poor passes here or there. I didn't think he did too badly, but he certainly wasn't as good as he has been in recent weeks. I think he has kind of one really good game and then 2 or 3 really poor games at the moment, which is really, really gutting for Norwood, because I'm a big Norwood fan. I really am. But we've had to criticise him a lot this season, haven't we, really? Then we move on to Fleck. I thought Fleck had a really good game today in midfield against a really talented Chelsea side. I think Norwood got stuck in. I think he always looks good on the ball, even when he's giving the ball away. Like at one point, he megged someone and then had it taken off him. But it's just the fact that he's trying these things. He's better than Lundstram, because Lundstram just ambles around. And fair enough, he tries to make it look like he's going for it, and he just doesn't. For me, Lunny shouldn't be anywhere near the team. He don't want to be here. Play a kid until the rest of the season. I'm not saying put in 7, 8, 9 kids. I'm just saying play one where Lundstram is, because he don't want to be here. He's playing poor. Get him out of the team. Finally, McBurney didn't do a lot, did he? Let's be perfectly honest. Did not do a lot. Ran about a bit. Tried to get stuck in. Tried to hold the ball up. But it wasn't his day. The ball rarely came to him. And when it did, he either got knocked off the ball or he gave a foul away. That was it. Didze, I thought, had a really good game, except for the shocking miss. And then the lads that came on, Ollie Burke came on first, and I think it was the wrong time to bring him on. We were crying out for him to start the game because we were really struggling. If we could have absorbed the pressure and then got a long ball out to Ollie Burke or down the line, he would have loved that. But we brought him on at the complete wrong time. We brought him on when Chelsea was sat back, and then he's not going to be effective. And he wasn't. He really wasn't. Then we brought on Brewster and Mousse. I thought Brewster was the liveliest of all of them. Obviously, he got that shot away earlier on before the shot. The ball went into the channel and he held it up really well, tried to get on the end of it, and then when he realised that he couldn't go around the man, he turned back inside, found a man, tried to then get into the box. I want Bruce. I want to see that from Bruce. I want to see him putting in that effort and getting about the pitch, because that's what he did against Southampton. And I think we all said that was his best game. Even though he didn't do a lot, he was all over the place, putting effort in, and that's what we expect from a Sheffield United player. And finally, Lys Mousset, I don't honestly remember much of what he did. If I'm being completely honest, there's no point even talking about it because I can't remember one good thing that Mousset did. So anyway, I think we should pretty much leave it there. Oh, it's been one of them shocking seasons, hasn't it, where nothing's gone right. And today we really could have caused an upset. We really could have done. But yeah, again, it didn't quite happen. The reason why I've just got a bit quiet is because the game's just coming up on the TV. I'm just watching it by. But it's one of them things. It's been a poor season. Let's draw a line under it and let's crack on in the Championship and try and get ourselves back into the Premier League. First of all, the board need to get the right man in charge. Paul Eckenbaum's not the man, obviously. There's a few names been thrown around, but there's not a lot that I agree with. I'm not sure who I want, if I'm being completely honest, but we'll have to see who they put in charge. Fingers crossed they get it right, because if they don't get this appointment right, it could be disastrous for the club. But if they do get it right, we could build a very, very good future for the club without Chris Wilder. Thank you very much for watching, people. I will see you very, very soon. Obviously, the Fans React will be coming out tomorrow, 7 p.m. All the videos are coming out at 7 p.m. from now on, or most of them anyway. So, yeah, 7 p.m. for the Fans React tomorrow. Fans React to the Chelsea game. And then, yeah, we'll see you after that. So thank you very much for watching, guys. And I will see you next time.